Within 7 seconds of you speaking, people have already decided, are they going to listen or are they going to check out? 7 seconds. That's it. And here's the kicker. Most people are losing attention, not because what you say isn't valuable, it's because it's not persuasive. Good information, it's just not enough. You want to deliver that good information in a way that makes people really see it, feel it in their heart, and ultimately want to act on it. And that's exactly why in this video, I'm going to give you 3 very simple ways that you can really make your message almost impossible to ignore. Now, you can do this whether you're in a sales conversation, doing a one-to-many presentation, or if you're just trying to get your point across to any person in any context, this is for you. These 3 things are going to really make your ideas stick. It's going to help your audience stay engaged, and also your words are going to move people into action, which is what influence in sales is. So let's get started. The first thing that you can start incorporating into your communication is illustrations. Now, some of you are hearing illustrations and you're like, I'm not an artiste. Okay. And I am here to tell you, neither am I. You don't have to be an artist. You don't have to be Picasso. In fact, my 5-year-old chicken scratch drawings has made me millions of dollars. It's really not how beautiful it is. It's just how you can help people picture it. Albert Einstein says, if I can't picture it, I can't understand it. And your goal as a communicator is not to think about, what should I say? It should be, how can I help people understand? Saying things and helping people understand things are 2 very different worlds. People naturally, they think in pictures. It's the language of the mind. So why wouldn't you just make it easy for people and use the language that they're already thinking about? This is especially so important for the subconscious brain. If their subconscious brain is disagreeing with the words that you're saying, the sale will not happen. And the subconscious brain is the brain that really thinks in pictures. And so when you use illustrations as you're communicating, what you're doing is you're kind of just going directly to the source, to that subconscious mind, to help it have new perspective. More of your brain is dedicated to processing vision than anything else you do. It's really crazy, actually. Your vision, think about it. Like, it guides you, it excites you, it protects you, it teaches you. Your eyes love to look because it helps your brain kind of figure stuff out and solve problems. And so that's why pictures really help get and keep attention. If there's nothing interesting for your audience, or really the person that you're talking to look at, what's going to happen is their, visual engine, which accounts for 2/3 of the brain's energy and the brain's activity, by the way. So more than half of the brain's energy is used to process visually. If you aren't engaging them visually, their brain, that part of their brain, 2/3 of it is going to basically pack its bags and walk away and say, I'm going to go find something else to keep my attention. We work so hard on knowing what to say, and you hope you say things, just right, just perfectly, but it's not always what you say that is heard. It's how they perceive what you say that is heard. Perception truly is reality. And so when you're able to add some illustrations into your communication, what ends up happening is you are really like telling them, hey, this is how I want you to perceive what I'm saying. If you've been in any of my learning environments or sales environments, you know that illustrations are a huge part of it. And I've done it in lots of different ways. I've done it on an iPad, on like an easel, like a big, sticky note, post-it note. I've done like ChatGPT images and put it on slides. I'm always playing with different ways to illustrate, but I really believe that's why our environments are so effective, is because of the illustrations. For example, in our Sell Your Offer Challenge, it's a 5-day virtual event where you learn just that, how to sell your offer. It's a very kind of intensive and immersive experience, and it is incredibly transformative. And if you've been in the challenge, you know that there are images everywhere. In fact, you can actually add on a workbook to your order that has all of the illustrations there for you. And I think this is a huge reason why this experience is so transformative and why it happens in such a short period of time, because the illustrations help people understand quicker, which ultimately helps them implement quicker, which is why they are winning so much. Details about the challenge are in the description below. If you are curious and you want to join, I highly recommend the Platinum Room so that we can do some individualized coaching for the full week. And I just want to remind you that your illustrations do not have to be pretty at all. They can be chicken scratch for all I care. But the principle here is that your audience, as you communicate, their brain is already translating it into pictures. And sometimes as you're communicating, they lose interest and they get lost in the translation. And so when you're creating illustrations for them, what ends up happening is you are basically doing the heavy lifting for them. You're telling their brain, hey, listen, relax and just absorb what I'm saying. You don't have to work hard. I'm doing the hard work for you. And to be honest, it is hard work because you're thinking about analogies and you're thinking about how to, use it as examples and how to show it versus just tell it. But once you do create your illustrations, it ends up becoming an asset that you will use again and again, and it'll make you a lot of money. The second tip I have for you is to start being organized. Be organized in your communication. Throughout a sales process, you are uncovering needs and really turning them into wants by putting them in an organized presentation, whether it's a conversation or a one-to-many presentation. Now, when I say the word presentation, people instantly think of English class where they're like presenting something in front of a lot of people, or they think it's really formal or maybe just kind of unnecessary. And I am telling you, if you have ever thought, I just want to be myself, I don't need a presentation, I just want to be me. You being just you is a huge liability because our natural instincts as humans is to talk about ourselves all the time and to be kind of chaotic and to say whatever just comes to us. And that is absolutely the last thing you want to do when you're communicating a point in any way. I want you to think about the word presentation, okay? What is the root word of presentation? It's present. And how do you give a thoughtful present to someone? Well, you've got to, think about what the occasion is, think about the context, think about the personality, what are their likes, what are their dislikes. Then once you find the perfect present for them, you take time to wrap it, and you wrap it in a way that feels appropriate for what you're giving them a present for, and you take time to write a card. And you do all this work, but here's what's exciting. By the time it's time to give the present to the person, all of this work has made you excited to give it to them. And you cannot wait to show them all the work that you've done into making the perfect present for them. And even more importantly, they're excited to receive it. I know I have been, baby showers, wedding showers. I always can tell if I'm going to be excited about a certain present based on the wrapping. I can tell the thoughtfulness of the present based on the wrapping. And that's how I want you to think about your message. It's like, how can I be so excited to present it that I'm excited to offer it, but even more importantly, they're excited to receive it? The way you can think about an organized presentation is that it's not made just to keep them on track and to help them be able to follow you better. But more importantly, it's there to keep you on track, my friend. It's there to help you know when to stop talking, when you know what not to say. Sometimes it's not about, hey, what do I need to say? It's what do I need to stop saying that's way more effective than any other thing that you could add. I have, speaking of illustrations, 2 illustrations for you to really demonstrate the difference between an unorganized and an organized presentation. So here's an unorganized presentation. It looks messy, it looks chaotic, it looks unclear, it looks scattered. And this is probably what a lot of your brains kind of feel like on the inside, especially when you go to talk about your offer. It feels like a word salad, and it feels like a word salad to everyone else as well. But here's what an organized presentation looks like. You have your one point, your one idea, your one belief, your one concept, and then you spend the rest of your time proving that one belief, supporting that one concept. So I want to give you an example of this. And I'm going to use like my earrings just to make it easy. An unorganized presentation, I might say something like, oh, these earrings, they're silver, they're a statement piece, they bring the outfit together, they're so fun, they're attention getting, I love them so much, they pull the outfit together, I might have already said that, I don't even know, but it's like all my thoughts about the earrings, right? And maybe you've done that about your offer. It's like, it's all this coaching and it's so effective and it's so amazing and here's what you get. And it's just scattered versus kind of looking at all those things I just said, right? They're silver, they're a statement piece, they pull the outfit together and just being like, okay, if there was one thing that I would want to drive home about these earrings, what would it be? And it doesn't even really matter. The goal is just to pick one thing and then spend your energy supporting that one thing. So maybe I'll say, these earrings are a statement piece. And I want you to walk away from my conversation and go to sleep at night thinking, man, a statement piece earring is critical for me to add to my wardrobe. So I might have some, pieces of evidence. I might say, okay, these are statement earrings, which will bring attention to your face, Help people really focus on the words that you're saying, which will ultimately increase your influence. Do you see how much more clear and easy that was to follow? Think about it. What is easier to remember? One thing or 10 things? One thing. And that is going to be way more persuasive is when someone walks away thinking the one belief, the one idea, the one concept that they need to think about in order to change their lives. There's a theme here in that, when you use illustrations and also when you have your thoughts way more organized, you're basically doing the work for them. When you're unorganized, I want you to imagine kind of like a buffet, right? You're like, listen, I don't know exactly what you like to eat. I don't know what your favorite is. So I just made it all. And I'm going to let you pick whatever you want to pick for your plate. That's what you're saying. When you are unorganized and you are kind of indulging yourself saying whatever you want to say, you're like, listen, I don't know what you need to hear right now. I don't know what you even really care about, but I'm going to let you just take whatever you want and put it in your brain. But that is too much work for people. That is when they check out, deuces, they're done. The opposite, an organized presentation is like, hey, I know exactly what you like. I know exactly what you need. I know exactly what kind of gift you want to receive. And I've done all the work to make it as enjoyable as possible for you. The third and final tip I have for you to make your message so much more memorable is to make them feel it. Light up their heart, not their brain. What do I mean by that? Stop making them think so much and start making them feel. This is no question at all the biggest mistake people make in their communication is that they are lighting up people's brains by going into teaching mode. And this is so easy to do because this is your jam. This is your expertise. This is what you know. This is what you're comfortable with. And you feel like you're demonstrating your knowledge and you're demonstrating you know what you're talking about, when in reality, it's a total snooze fest. I love you. I hope you know that. But it is so boring when you start teaching. And again, coming back to making it easy for people, when you are spending so much time teaching, when you're trying to actually get someone into a decision, but you're spending your time teaching, it actually feels hard. I know it's so easy for you, like sales tips and sales knowledge, like it's so easy for me. But if I really spend my time in a sales presentation teaching, it's going to feel hard for them. And when something feels hard, you feel so far behind and you think, you know what, it's not even worth trying, because I could never catch up. And we don't want people to feel like that. We want them to feel like, man, I can do this. Whenever I am coaching people to stop teaching so much in their communication and start really moving people in their emotion, the thing that they are quick to say is, I just want to add value though. I want people to walk away feeling like they got value. And Angel, so do I. That is my jam. Like, I'm on this earth to add value to people and their lives. The problem is, it's really not valuable to tell people information that they don't understand. Don't forget how incredibly valuable it is to change someone's perspective, change their mindset, and help them see a future that they had never seen before. I like to say that logical information, that teaching information, logic makes people lethargic. It makes them tired. It makes them sluggish. But keeping people in their emotion, it puts them in motion. And that's what sales is putting someone in motion in a direction that they're typically not used to doing. And that is like no joke. That's a big job to do. But when you know how to do that and keep people in that emotion, they become unstoppable, and that's when you really start to change people's lives. I think a good kind of visual for you to have for this is I want you to think about the difference between like a college tour guide and then a college professor. When you are trying to make a decision about what college to go to, who do you go see? Do you go see the professor and sit in their class and have them teach you a biology lesson? No, you're not doing that. You go to the tour guide, who is the cute girl or the, young guy that's just a couple years ahead of you, but they are well liked. They have a lot of friends. They are high energy, and they are a picture of who you could become. And a little, 20-year-old kid is helping you make the decision of a $250,000 investment for a piece of paper that may or may not still be relevant in the next 5 years. And then after you experience the tour guide and you make the decision, then you go and see the professor. It's not the other way around. You need both of them, but there is a very strategic order. You see the tour guide and then you go to the professor. And so I want you to think about that for yourself. Like, you are those two people. You're a tour guide, then you're a professor. You're a tour guide, and then you're a professor. And even the best professors, they don't just teach, they still persuade. They persuade you on why the material matters, on why it's worth going through the biology class so that you can be a doctor. And they persuade you to believe in yourself that you have what it takes to complete this class. So remember, if you want your message to stick, and you want to move more people into action, you gotta do these 3 things. Paint a picture in their mind through illustrations, lead them with an organized presentation that is so easy for them to hear and understand, and light up their heart, not their brain. When you do these 3 things, you're gonna stop just being another voice in the noise, and you're gonna become a person that people really remember and want to say yes to. Now, if you wanna go deeper in this, I do wanna invite you to the Sell Your Offer Challenge, because you're gonna get some frameworks that are gonna be so easy to understand and implement, and it's gonna help you get quick wins fast. So click below to join the Sell Your Offer Challenge, and I hope you enjoy this video.